Hello YouTube, today's DIY is going to be trying to install this grab bar on a fiberglass tub. Try to get this thing mounted somewhere around the back end over here. These fiberglass tubs, I'm guessing you can mount these and screw them into the fiberglass, but they won't be very sturdy, and you know, there's a lot of play in here. And so they sell a kit. I got one off of Amazon, and what it does is you find the studs with a stud finder, get a level, throw your level line down, and then mark the center of, put your handle up there, and just trace out the circumference of the mount, or where it's going to go, and find the center point of that. And then you drill a little hole, poke it with something, make sure that the stud is back there, in fact, because the kit that I have calls for you to drill a 2-inch hole right here, so I'm gonna cut that out with a hole saw. But I got this kit from Amazon. It's the solid mount kit, and it has a step-by-step instructions. There's even a video where a guy's showing you how to do it. And what it does is this attaches straight to the stud in the back, and I mean, it's supposed to be very secure, after you get it all mounted and it's all said and done. So that's what I'm going to try to do today, and I'll try to take video as I go along, and hopefully I don't mess it up, because once I drill into that, it's over with. So let's go to step number 2, I guess. So I got the hole cut out on this thing, and I got lucky and was able to hit the stud there in the back, right pretty much dead center. So that little stud finder I had did work. So I just now what the instructions call for is measuring from this stud to the face of the tub, and the tub wall, and so it has these shims right here, and whatever you measure out, which mine was 2 1/8, so I'm supposed to go with all these A, B, C, and D. If you have a smaller, let me get this 1 7/8, or 7/16. You're supposed to cut, just cut one of those little shims off, so you got a little bit less space than the ABC or AB, or so on. But mine calls for the A, B, C, and D, because there's a large gap from the sidewall to the stud in the rear. I do want to note that on this particular this solid mount kit that I got from Amazon, it does call for you to measure the distance of your tub wall to the actual wall, and if it's over that, between that and 1/8 to 1 5/8, it'll work. This kit will work. But if not, then this kit will not work. So you need to make sure before you even start ordering stuff that you just run a measurement from the wall to here, and just get the thickness, and make sure that it falls within that, what it calls for. So my next step is what's calling for is you know, is I gotta put this lag right here, you know, with the A, B, C, and D shim, and this lag is just gonna screw right into this stud in the back. And then once it's screwed in there, then you can see that right here there's something that screws onto this. So I'll get this done, and then I'll move to the next step. So I got the lag put in with the spacers, and got it tightened down. I was real easy when I was tightening this, because I was scared my impact would break this the spacer that they provided, or crack it. So I just kind of tightened it a little bit till it got close, and then I just put a little bit more, and I mean, it's fairly tight. It's in there, it's holding good. Then it calls for you to put some white silicone or around the hole there, and they made it look real nice in their video, but mine looks a little bit messy, but it'll work. So the next step is this thing right here screws onto that. So it says that you put it on, and then you just screw it, and it goes on. And so you want to cut one hole first. You don't want to do two of them and then at the same time, because you're going to get one put on, and then that's going to be, when you put your handle up there, that's going to gauge where the other one's going to go. Because as you can see where I marked my handle at, I mean, it's a little off from the actual placement of this right here. So it says tighten it down as much as you can with the palm of your hand, and what that's doing is it's compressing the wall of the shower to this, and I mean, you can tell it tightened up pretty good. Okay, so that's secure there. So the next step is I'm gonna put my handle up there. It's calling to mark the holes, I guess, and then where the handle's gonna go, and then I guess I'll move on to this next one. But I can tell right now that thing is on there. It's gonna be a good solid mount when I get that handle on here. So I'll move on to the next step. Okay, so it does say, you know, you need to put your handle up here on this one that you've already mounted, and that's gonna put the bottom one, or wherever you're gonna mount it at, where it's supposed to be, and then you're supposed to mark it, right? So that's where your mark you'll just put a mark on the top, mark on the bottom, and then find the center of that, and you should hit the stud. I don't know if I mentioned before, but it does say you're supposed to drill like a small pilot hole, so you can get like a little wire or hanger or something, and stick it in there to see if you hit the stud or not. You know, and I did hit the stud, and it did say you could kind of bend it to see if, you know, how far off the sides are of the stud is. And I can tell by putting this in that probably the stud is more to this side than it is to this side. But I'm gonna go ahead and drill it anyway where I got it marked, and with that hole, that 2-inch hole that I'm putting in there, it'll allow me to move that lag over a little bit if I need to. So we'll see what happens. So I got the second flange, went ahead and put it on, did the same as the top, put the silicone around there, and but before I put the silicone around there and tighten that second flange down, I went ahead and made sure that this was gonna line up. So as you can see, it lines up pretty good. I don't know why the phone's blurry, but so check that out, make sure that was going to work, and went ahead and tightened that down. So the next step is going to be lining up this flange. I can get this thing off, I can show you. To this, and then it's just gonna mark your screws, and then screw it on. Man, that is blurry. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I'm on the home stretch here. I drilled the pilot holes through the flange. What I did was I put one of these on first to make sure it was going to be in the right location. Then I marked my hole, drilled pilot hole, then put those screws in if they fit. And then once I had one here, one there, then I knew it was going to line up. Everything was going to line up. Then I went ahead and drilled out the other two. So it has 3 screws and all that it comes on for each flange. And the only thing is put this thing on right here. And well, actually, I'm skipping a step. I need to put a little silicone caulking around the flanger. That's what it calls for. So let me get this thing off. I'm going to put a little silicone around here, and then I pop my flanges on, and that thing will be good to go. But I mean, that thing is sturdy. I mean, I weigh every bit of 300 pounds, and I mean, look, I'm pulling on that thing is on there. It's no flexing or anything. I mean, it's whoever pulls on or needs to pull themselves up or hold themselves, that thing's not going to go anywhere. So I really like that system that I'm using, that I got off of Amazon. What's it called again? Let me see. The solid mount. Supposed to be made in the USA, so there you go. But yeah, that thing's on there. I might put another one against the back wall, but it'll be the same thing. You got to measure out, find your studs, and then even if you have to caddy corner it just so it'll reach the studs, that's what you got to do. It's not gonna sit straight, or unless you get lucky and get studs that are in the right place. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm just gonna get that silicone, pop those flange covers on, and clean it up, and everything be good to go. But like I said, there's a video. The guy who does step-by-step instructions. He mounts like a 30-inch one, a 36-inch grab bar or something, and I'll try to tag it I'll put it in the link in the comments, and see if that way you guys can find it easy. But like I said, if you just search the solid mount, Google it, and it'll come up, and the video will pop up as well. So that's all I got for today. That thing's happy with it, and I'm back, and here's the finished product right here. Everything's cleaned up, good to go, and that's the way it looks. The only issue I had was bought this grab bar at Lowe's, and these were a little loose. I had to hit them with a hammer a little bit, bend them in so they'd grab, so they wouldn't spin. But other than that, everything's good to go.